Whoa, welcome, my people. Another exciting one with learning Python with data science. It's been a journey, it's been a beautiful journey. Trust me, it has. We looked at visualization and we looked at how visuals can basically help us. And there was one particular thing I was using there, right? There was one particular thing I was using there that some of you may not have a good understanding about. But the reason why I went about the visualization is because I just want to break down the whole visualization aspect, the whole libraries that are being used. That guy that are being used several times, you've seen him. Groupby. So Groupby basically is a very special toolkit or a particular aggregate toolkit that we use in Python, in data science, in data analytics. This video is not going to be a long one, so let's go ahead into the video and see what is Groupby and how Groupby can be implemented.
Smart Sound.
So first of all, what is Groupby? Groupby in data analysis is a method used to split data into groups based on one or more columns, so you can analyze each group separately. Let's say now you're in a particular class filled with students. Now you want to know how many females are in that class, how many male are in that class. So it's the act of splitting data into groups based on one or more columns. It can be one column, it can be two columns, it can be three columns, but now you're grouping them based on a criteria on what they are. So you want to basically group male and female and know which of them perform best in a particular subject or in their whole subject. That is what Groupby is basically used for. So Groupby is a very essential toolkit that is in Pandas, and we'll make sure we implement it and we use it in the right way that is meant to be used. That is that about Groupby. I said this video is not going to be a long one. It's one of the shortest video I'm going to ever create. Wow, one of the shortest video. But it's a banger though. Now let's jump down to my computer. So if you're there, you basically want to also have a particular thing that we're doing. You can basically get your computer. Those people that basically follow, I see you, you are the VVIP. We don't see you, but you follow the particular program you like, you share, and you comment. You are the VIP, right? You are the VIP. We see you, and I want to say God also see you, and God bless you as well. Let's go ahead and say. So now we're in my PC right now. Let's quickly dive into what we are meant to do today, right? So we're going to basically go straight to our VS Code to basically see the little things that we need to do. These are the ones we'll be doing so far. I think if you check the last video, so those are the things that we've been doing so far. We've done part 1 and part 2, but before I'll be able to do part 3, I basically want to just show you the Groupby so that when I'm using it later on in the future, you will not be confused. Let's quickly talk about the Groupby in data analysis. So we're going to come here, we're going to create a file, and we're going to use ipymb. So we're going to say groupby.ipymb and we'll enter. So now we've created this particular Groupby for ourselves. Now we're now going to create the code. We're now going to write the particular code that is needed. Only thing we just need is two libraries, which is import numpy has np and import pandas has pd. So these are the two libraries that we need to import. There are two things I basically want you to keep in mind whenever you're performing your Groupby. Those are the two things you have to keep in mind, right? First is split. The second is apply. Then third is combine. So combine what you applied together. So let's make that one a markdown. Okay, you can see there we have the split, apply, and combine. Those are the three factors I want you to keep in mind when you're creating Groupby. So we're going to bring in a data set. I'm going to bring in a data set over here, right? And the data set is from the marathon. Trust me, it's from the marathon that we did a time ago, I think, about a particular data set. If you don't know what that marathon is where basically group of data analysts were there that will basically put heads together and we work on analysis. And if your analysis is good enough, I'll basically still post your analysis. Do you understand? I will post your analysis, add it to one of the contribution. So if you've not joined, go to the Telegram group below. A particular marathon is going to be coming out. I think by the time you're seeing this video, I don't know if it's already activated, but it's on the 5th of May 2025. If you can see this video before the 5th of May, you are lucky. A particular data so that we can use the group by on it and see the features that group by can basically perform. One of the data that we did in analysis, the data is sales data set. So we brought it in like this, and you can see it's over here, sales data set. You know, the first thing that we always do is that we'll bring in our what? Our data. So we'll say what? Okay, so import the data set. And how do we import the data set? We're going to say df underscore what particular data set are we working on? We're working on what? On a sales data set. So I always name my df according to the data I'm working on, so that it makes it more relatable. You understand? So df means data frame. Then I'll use pandas to basically read in what? The CSV file. So I just basically call the sales data set just exactly how it's spelled, and you can see the prompt already gives me the necessary stuff. So I remove this quotation that is there. Then all I just have to do is say df underscore sales dot head. So the head gives me the top 5 of the top 5 rows that we have in the data. So if I run that, you can see that we basically have this guy like this. Can you see? We brought in a data set that looks more relatable, right? This is the data that we're going to be working on. Analyzing the data is not scary. Please do not be scared of data, right? Don't be scared. I know that sometimes data can be tiring, exhausting, the cleaning and everything. Data processing alone can be so time consuming and stressful. But as soon as you've passed that stage, every other thing remains seamless like this, right? This one is even the modernized data. Trust me, when you see data, you will get tired. When you work with real data, you get tired. You will not even understand where to go, how to go about it, right? But that's what makes you a data analyst, a data scientist. Without that data, it's just scientist, and scientist is a whole different thing. Without that, and data to analyst is just analyst, and analyst is just a general thing, right? So data basically means you have to work with data. So data should be your best friend, right? Exactly. So now we have the other ID, we have the amount, we have the profit, we have the quality, we have the quantity, we have the category, we have the subcategory, we have the payment mode, we have the order date, we have the customer name, we have the state, we have the city, we have the year/month, right? The year/month. One category we're going to look at is looking for a total, right? A total sale, a total profit, whatever it is, a total amount, do you understand, that is made in that particular one, right? This is not the revenue generated. Revenue is basically amount times quantity for those that are into sales. That's why basically this is like a business analyst, right? This is what business analyst is. So you basically know all those things about business analysis. It's not difficult. Trust me, it's not rocket science. If you calm down and basically learn and you subscribe right now, if you subscribe right now and you like and you follow me, that means you were showing the algorithm that yes, you love things like this, and it will keep giving it to you, and you see good videos like this, and it will improve you. That's what I did. It's as simple as that. I always subscribe to channels that are related to that particular thing I do. I don't care if it's small or big. I'm going to say total sales, not total sales actually, since we don't actually know the revenue. So let's look for the total amount. What I'm going to basically split this data into groups using 1 or 2 columns, just like the definition. And mind you, the first thing says what? Split, apply, and what? Combine. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to say the total amount. That is the first particular thing we want to know. Now, there are 2 ways you can basically do this. Is you have to create a variable first. So we have to say df, then we'll have group 1. We'll say df underscore sales dot group by. This group by now is the main guy. This is the guy that will split that data set, that will split those groups into segments for you, right? The first one is the category. Then the next one that's going to come is what? The numerical aspect. So we're going to say what? Category. Then we have what? This square bracket. This square bracket is for you to add your numerical value inside that you want to basically what? Find. Only numerical value or float value that you can add in the square bracket. It must be what? Numerical. I can add what? Amount. Amount is basically what a numerical value that we have them. You can basically check that by using df.info. Then the next thing is what? To add sum at the end. We have different aggregation that you can basically add. We have sum, we have mean, we have median, we have minimum, we have maximum. So these are the things you can basically still find. You can always find the STD, which is standard deviation, variance, and so on and so forth, right? So we are going to look for what? The sum. Since they said the total amount based by what category. Then I will call what the df group 1. Df group 1 now, when I run it, you can see it gives this particular array because it looks like in an array form. This amount that is given here is based on the category. This one is 2,038,000. This one is 2,054,000. This particular thing now is not in a data frame, right? It's not in a data frame because it's just a group by. But if you want to make it be in a data frame, that means in the tabular form that your pandas used to basically give this thing, you can basically do that. You can just basically say has what index, as index is what first. That means you don't want category to be the index. That means you want it to be what? To just be like a column. So if you run it, it's no longer in an index form. Instead, there's an index number there. Then category is now what? In a column. First thing we did was what? Split. How did we split? We basically what? Call category and call amount. So we brought what? Category and what? Amount. So after splitting category and amount, what did we do? We apply. What did we apply? We apply what? Sum to this particular group. That means we're looking for the sum of this what amount based on what category. So that is what group by does. The next thing that basically group by can do is to find averages, right? Find averages just like this particular one. So all we just have to do is copy this one. When you copy it, you paste it here. Then you can still change the variable if you choose. You can change the variable just the way it is. Then category, you can choose something else. If you want to even use let's say based on state, all you just have to do is copy that state, then go straight here, then paste it here, then send the same thing you want to check for the amount, or you want to check for those people that are making you more money, or that particular state that is making more money for you, for that particular company. You can basically say profit inside there. So you want to look for the average, you say what? Mean. So if we come here and we run it, you can see that we have each averages based on each state. Now let's basically see this, right? I want to show you guys something like this. So now we can have, I can create something like sort1, and in sort1 I will say what df, which is what group 2 dot what sort values. So sort values, you can say what on what particular table do you want it to sort. You can say on what profit. Then you will say ascending should be what first. So ascending should be first. Now if you say df underscore sort and you run it, it's going to give us an error. Expected on, unexpected keyword on, unexpected keyword on. Why is he giving that? Unexpected keyword on. Oh, sorry, maybe it's not on, it's by. So if you run by, it's going to basically arrange everything in what? A descending order. That means it's going to start from the highest to the lowest, right? So you can see the most state that basically make money. You can basically see the top 3, right? The top 3 is Florida, New York, and what? Texas. So this data now I can basically still add it to my report without anything. This one too, you can add it to your report as well. It's still what? Analysis is a very, very essential thing for analysis. So you can see what we did. We basically was split states and what? Profit from a data. Then we apply what? The mean. Then we combine both of them to give us this particular thing. Then make them what? A whole table on their own from an existing table, which is the dfm underscore sales. The next one is group by multiple columns. That means using multiple columns in a group by. So if I say df underscore group what? 3. We have group 1 and what? Group 2. So let's add group 3. We'll say df underscore what? Sales dot group by. So dot group by, we're now going to basically write what we want to see right now inside of this particular place. We will check our our data. So instead of us wasting time, sometimes I don't like wasting time, so I just basically come below and I say df sales dot the head. Okay, so basically what we want to check for the group by of multiple columns. Let's see the category and the subcategory. So when you're using multiple columns, when you're using multiple categorical columns, you have to add what? A list box inside. I've taught you guys about this, right? So category is going to come in. Then afterwards, we will now have what? Something known as what? The subcategory. The subcategory, right? So we now have the subcategory, and we now have profit. Then we will now say what? Dot mean, or we can say dot sum over them. Then if we say df underscore group 3, run it. Say data frame group by is not callable. Yeah, I can found what happened. We said what I'm saying, it doesn't work, right? So this one thing I leave error so that you can basically see it, that us to also make errors. Sometimes it's not even that you don't know it, it's just that you're rushing and something inevitable that you can't basically escape from it, right? So it's just the square box. So if I run this now, it should run properly, right? So you can see that we have everything aligned. Now the category now is the index. How do we change it? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, is what has index. As index should be what? False. Now, if you run this, it's going to change it to what? The column. Now, you can see that we have the electronics and we have the sub category and we have what? The profit. These two that was inside here are what? Categorical what? Column. Now, you can see them based on what? On the profit. Now, your exercise, I want you to basically what? Perform this in a descending order. So this is the electronic, this is the furniture, and this is what? The office supplies. These are the categories. Then it tells you which and which in the subcategory makes a certain amount. The last but not the least is filtering with group by. This is the one, this is the bonus, right? This is the bonus that most people don't know that group by does. People don't basically know that you can use group by to filter. I'm giving it to you that watch to the end has a presence, right? Enjoy it, use it to perform different analysis. And all I just ask is just what? For you to like this video. I will say what? Filtering. The next thing I basically want to do in this filtering is I want to basically filter something using a condition, using a segment, placing a condition to it. How do I do that? I'll just say what? I'll just say df underscore, this time I'll say what? Group 4. I'm going to say df underscore sales, then dot group by. The group by, you can add multiple categorical column that you feel like. Let's just use a simple one. Let's use the category, right? Let's use the category like this. Now we'll say what? Category, make sure it's spelled correctly, or you can copy and just paste it there. So we'll say profit. Now we want to look for the sum. Then after the sum, there's something you also add is what? You say dot LOC, which is location. I want to perform a lambda. So I will say lambda x into what? Into x greater than what? Let's see profit that their sum is greater than 10,000 first. So I'm going to put that there. Then if you say df underscore group 4 and you run this, you're going to see this particular segment. Can you see how we basically did this? We first of all look for the sum. Not only looking for the sum, we use this particular LOC lambda to filter out what? A particular condition. Instead of us giving condition now, we basically what? Give a condition based on what we grouped and applied. This is something that I don't basically show. So if you're basically enjoying this so far, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So that's that for this particular section, this segment. Just group by, talking about group by. So whenever I'm using it, don't be like, oh, I don't know what I'm really talking about. I've created a little video that basically explains it. So we're going to stop here for today. Like always, stay safe, stay profitable. We'll meet in the next one.